I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, April 28th. Today, taking action.
This spring and summer will be kind of the litmus test on our encampment protocol.
How many homeless encampments on public property have been removed by the city, according to a new report. Also today, facing fines.
Facebook, Meta, they're going to spend more money on data centers this year than the entire size of all of Manitoba's economy.
The hefty price Wab Canoe says tech companies will need to cough up if they don't comply with the province's plan to ban children from using social media. Plus, tune up your ride. Why hundreds of bikes are hitting the auction block in Winnipeg. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We're getting a closer look at the city's efforts to clean up homeless encampments on public property, thanks to a new report before City Hall. Standing by live with all the details is CTV's Joseph Bernacki. So, Joseph, how many encampments have been cleared to date?
Well, Marilee, nearly 60 encampment sites on public property have been remediated since new rules went into effect late last year when it banned encampments near schools, daycares, playgrounds, and transit shelters. Over a 4-month period, the city says it took action at a total of 20 public properties. This includes dispatching an outreach worker, installing no camping signs, and providing offers of housing. Once a site was confirmed vacant, the city removed all garbage and debris, returning it back to its intended use. In some cases, remediation work was straightforward and involved removing several garbage bags of debris from a vacated site. But other times it took several days, requiring heavy equipment because of the volume of debris, the presence of hazardous materials, and weather and location-based restraints. During this time, there were nearly 200 site inspections from city bylaw enforcement officers and visits from police and fire services.
This spring and summer will be kind of the litmus test on our encampment protocol. We know that during the winter times, we do see a lot of unsheltered residents do seek shelter in the shelter system. And so I see that we've done really good work with the protocol that's been implemented as of November. But of course, more work needs to be done.
From November to March of this year, enforcement of the policies required more than 3,100 hours of work, I should say.
So how much did this operation cost taxpayers then, Joseph?
Well, Marilee, over $256,000. Meantime, as the weather heats up, the report says the city will continue to work with internal departments, outreach providers, and the provincial government to support those experiencing homelessness. CTV's Jeff Keel will tell you why one homelessness advocate worries the plan could push encampments into the suburbs. Those details all coming up tonight at CTV News at 6.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Joseph. Premier Wab Canoe says tech companies that don't comply with the province's plan to ban children from using social media could face billion-dollar fines.
Facebook, Meta, they're going to spend more money on data centers this year than the entire size of all of Manitoba's economy. So, we can't fine them 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million. Like, for a company that's going to spend tens of billions of dollars on chips this year, what is a $100 million fine? It's nothing.
It's the Premier's first comments on the issue since he announced the ban over the weekend. He also emphasized the fines would be directed at big tech platforms, not at children or their parents. Details of the plan, including how a province might have jurisdiction over international platforms and when the ban would go into effect, still remain unclear. But Canoe did add today that schools and teachers may no longer be able to use AI chatbots and sites such as YouTube.
Teachers will need to get ready, school leaders will need to get ready, and of course we'll work with the tech platforms if they want to modify their products in the future, but for now there's a lot of legwork that needs to happen.
The government says it may roll out the ban's first phase while while the legislative changes are being made. 2 men are recovering and a third is dead after an incident in the North End early yesterday morning. Officers were sent to the 200 block of Stella Walk Avenue around 3:20 a.m. for a report multiple people had been assaulted. A 23-year-old and a 27-year-old were found outside and taken to hospital in unstable condition. They were later upgraded to stable. A third man was found inside a nearby suite. He was brought to hospital in critical condition and later died. Police have identified him as 49-year-old Robson Isaac Sinclair, a member of Fisher River Cree Nation who had been living in Winnipeg. The 23-year-old man who was brought to hospital is now charged with aggravated assault and manslaughter and remains in custody. Anyone with information is asked to contact the police or Crime Stoppers. Firefighters in Winnipeg were kept busy with a pair of early morning apartment fires. The first one was reported shortly after 5 a.m. at a 3-story building in the 300 block of Quapel Avenue. That's near Central Park in the city's core. Some residents evacuated on their own, while others had to be rushed outside by firefighters. The fire was declared under control within about an hour. And then less than an hour after that, crews were called to a different fire at a high-rise apartment building on Power Street in the North End. That fire was contained to a single suite. No injuries were reported in either fire, and both are under investigation. If you're in the market for a new bike, this could be your moment. Hundreds of bicycles are set to hit the auction block. It's all part of the city's annual sale of unclaimed bicycles. Around 550 bikes are up for auction this year, and nearly 200 of those got tune-ups. And if you don't even need a set of wheels to attend the auction because it's taking place completely online. Bidding is going to open on Thursday and stay open until May 7th. Let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Are there bicycle riding weather in our future, Colleen?
There is, and I need to get a bike too, so
well, there you
maybe
go.
I
That's
should
a good
log
place
on
to
as
go
well.
For it, yeah.
That's right, that's right. Well, temperatures were stubbornly cool today because the winds were stubbornly coming from the north once again, more or less, more out of the northwest. You can see those arrows moving across the screen coming out of the northwest. Those are the winds, and they're not moving very quickly, so that'll tell you that the winds are not as strong as they were yesterday, but still a cloudy day, still daytime highs relegated to the single digits when we should be in the mid-teens in southern Manitoba by this time of year, but we will be in a few days' time. I will show you when. Let's take a look right now first through the Bathfitter Live Eye. It's brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's cloudy. It's just 5 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 21 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 46%. Out on the roads on this Tuesday afternoon, a live look at McPhillips. Traffic is busy, but seems to be moving relatively well through that part of the city.
How a Winnipeg prospect could be making waves in the CFL draft. All that coming up after the break. There are many questions about the new Sovereign Wealth Fund, but still few answers. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more.
If you were looking for some clarity today on the Sovereign Wealth Fund, you didn't get much in the update. The Canada Strong Fund is meant to support major infrastructure projects in the country. Ottawa is pledging $25 billion to the fund, and the federal government says Canadians will be able to put their own money in, but how isn't yet clear. The finance minister says it will be like buying a bond where the initial capital is protected. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.06. West Texas Intermediate is up over $3 to 99.93. Western Canadian Select is up $1.65 to 75.31. And the TSX lost 233 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
First Nation leaders in Manitoba are voicing their opposition to a federal bill recognizing Red River Métis self-governance.
We are not saying no to progress. We are saying that progress must be done in a way that respects First Nations.
Instead, the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs says Bill C-21 could infringe on its existing treaty rights and claims it doesn't provide a clear framework to prevent overlap on treaty land and jurisdiction.
The absence of enforceable safeguards, there are no clear, legally binding protections ensuring First Nations treaty and inherent rights will not be impacted.
AMC says Ottawa hasn't properly consulted with First Nation leadership. It's calling on Canada to uphold First Nation sovereignty and treaty relationships and address outstanding legal uncertainties before advancing new governance framework. Friday, Manitoba Métis Federation President David Chartrand said this bill does not infringe on anyone else's rights. Second reading of the bill is in progress in the House of Commons. One of Canada's largest companies is looking to shed jobs by offering voluntary buyouts to around 10,000 employees. Rogers says it's taking steps to adjust costs to, quote, reflect the business realities of the current environment. Some businesses won't be eligible, including Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment and the Toronto Blue Jays, along with on-air talent, Sportsnet employees, and unionized workers. The PWHL is continuing to draw more fans. The league says more than 1.1 million fans attended 120 games this year. That's an average of 9,300 per game, up nearly 30% compared to last season, including the playoffs. It's also up 71% compared to the league's inaugural season. In-arena sales of merchandise doubled this year, with online sales up 50%. Meanwhile, YouTube viewership increased 77% this season, with people tuning in from 154 different countries. This could be a very memorable night for a local CFL prospect. Winnipeg's Giordano Vicario is projected to go first overall in tonight's draft. Vicario was ranked number 11 last week on the CFL Scouting Bureau's final list of top 20 prospects. But of the top 11 players, only he and an East Coast defensive back are immediately available. The 6'2", 307-pound Purdue offensive lineman got his start playing football at St. Paul's High School. The Ottawa Red Blacks currently own the number 1 pick. The draft got underway just moments ago. Keeping up with demand for the King of Pop's music catalog, why Michael Jackson's music is having a resurgence. More danceable details after the break. Brady is back now for Spotlight, and a rock legend is bringing his hits to town, but he's leaving his iconic band behind.
Oh, we'll take it. Gene Simmons will ditch the makeup and costume as his band makes a stop at Centennial Concert Hall on December 9th. I bet you people will paint their faces anyway. Simmons is promising to perform all of the classic hits with a mix of rock covers and Kiss tunes. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 11 a.m. through the Concert Hall's website.
It's kind of a different kind of concert at the concert hall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like fun. Yeah. All right, Jimmy Kimmel is standing by his words.
But it follows calls from the president to have him fired.
I said our First Lady Melania is here. Look at her, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow, which obviously was a joke about their age difference and the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together.
Kimmel made the joke days before Saturday's shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. First Lady Melania Trump called the joke corrosive, while President Donald Trump called it a despicable call to violence. This isn't Kimmel's first brush with controversy. He was taken off the air last year over a comment he made after the killing of Charlie Kirk, but he was reinstated a week later.
A man accused of plotting to attack one of Taylor Swift's concerts in Vienna nearly 2 years ago has now pleaded guilty.
The plan was thwarted, but Austrian authorities still canceled Swift's 3 planned shows in August 2024. The defendant faced several charges, including terror offenses and membership in a terrorist organization. His defense attorney says he pleaded guilty because he regrets the plan.
A new movie starring Paul Rudd is gearing up for a big summer release.
It's called Power Ballad, and he plays past his prime wedding singer named Rick.
Did you like our receipt? Yeah, thanks. What? I could tell with it.
Nick Jonas also joins the cast as a fading boy band star named Danny. After the two bond over music during a late-night jam session, Danny turns one of Rick's songs into a new hit, reviving his career in the process. But it spurs him to want to get his own recognition. Power Ballad is in theaters June 5th.
A group of beloved Canadian rockers, an acclaimed singer-songwriter, and an 80s rock band are among the latest Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame inductees. That's
right. The Tragically Hip will be inducted into the hall. It's a bittersweet moment as 2026 marks 10 years already since the death of frontman Gord Downie. Their music, including songs like Ahead by a Century, We Kings and Bob Cajun, is woven into the fabric of Canadian culture. The Hip are joined by Feist, Rock Voisine, and Loverboy. They'll be honored at an induction ceremony at Toronto's Massey Hall on September 26th.
That's a pretty good class to be inducted with.
Absolutely, yeah.
Michael Jackson fans are not stopping till they get enough of his music on their playlist.
Absolutely not. The King of Pop's catalog is getting a boost thanks to the weekend box office topping biopic. According to industry data and analytics company Luminate, streams of Michael Jackson's songs jumped 95% in the U.S. over the weekend. There were 31.7 million streams last Friday and Saturday compared to 16.3 just the weekend before. Jackson also had 8 songs on Apple Music's daily Top 100 global chart, with Billie Jean at number 11. The Jackson 5 also received a big bump in streams, with 2.4 million streams Friday and Saturday, 1 million more than the weekend before.
Yeah, I bet those numbers just going to keep climbing.
I think so.
As more people watch the film. All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your Tuesday primetime lineup comes with 3 investigation series. Will Trent kicks it all off at 7. RJ Decker is next at 8. Then catch High Potential at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
CTV Primetime Lineup, brought to you by the Parkway Retirement Community. Welcome home.
A live look at Confusion Corner. A little fuzzy out there through the lens, but traffic moving well in all of the different directions at that particular corner. Cool right now, 5 degrees. I'll show you coming up when it is going to warm up big time.
Women's clothing provided by RW and Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
A game-worn Wayne Gretzky jersey has set a new world record for hockey memorabilia. The Oilers jersey is from 1988, which was Gretzky's last year on the team and a Stanley Cup winning year. It sold for an unprecedented $2.8 million US. This game was also known as the infamous Boston Garden Blackout game. The historic sale of the jersey is a massive increase over the $1.4 million it was valued at in an auction in 2022.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your Skywatch forecast. Still a bit cloudy out there, waiting for the sun to reappear.
Yeah, and it will. Boy, oh boy, wait till I show you this forecast coming up. The long-range forecast looks great. Lots of sunshine and lots of nice warm temperatures, a lot closer to where they ought to be for this time of year. After all, March is done. April is now almost done. We're about to turn the calendar page again over to May soon, so we should be warmer than single-digit highs. But here we are nonetheless. We have these winds coming out of the northwest. We do have high pressure over Western Canada, but just the atmospheric setup is that there's enough cloud just underneath the ridge, and it's tripping off a little bit of a mixed precipitation by the looks of it. Where it's a little cooler, it looks like we're seeing a few flurries flying. Where it's a little milder, temperatures look like the flip-over effect there is to some showers. Now, if you're in Portage La Prairie, you can see that is sort of heading toward your community, riding along those northwest winds coming from the northwest. Further east into northwestern Ontario, seeing much the same light clouds, winds from the northwest, and that precipitation there just to the east of Sioux Lookout. Back in Kenora, it's 6 degrees there. In Manitoba, 4 or 5 degrees here in the southeast, 5 in Winnipeg, 5 in Brandon, 3 in Roblin, just 1 degree in Swan River, and in the north, temperatures hovering close to freezing, -1 in Thompson, +2 over in Flin Flon and the Paw. Light cloud there, and throughout the day, some scattered flurries had been flying across the north. We may see that continue to a certain extent tonight. Not much happening, really. Pretty quiet, benign weather conditions across Manitoba and into northwestern Ontario. Some clearing overnight. Into Wednesday morning we go. You may catch a few flurries down in northwestern Ontario, but there's not much to it. Overall, a nice day, but still single-digit highs tomorrow in the south, not far behind in the north. But we're getting there, and you can see we get even clearer as we get late Friday night and into Thursday. A little bit of cloud popping up over the Thompson area there, but that's about it. This is what I'm talking about. Not much in the way of active weather, not like last week, particularly for the north. Into Thursday we go. That's where the sun starts to shine even brighter across the province too. Down to -2 tonight. Now for this time of year, we shouldn't be dropping below the freezing mark. The normal low for late April for Winnipeg is closer to +2, but down to -2 we go. Partly cloudy. These northwest winds will gust until about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. They subside, but they ramp back up tomorrow. Increasing clouds, particularly in the afternoon, leading to a high of just 6 degrees again, being held back in part by those gusty northwest winds. Then things start to shift by Thursday, up to 9 degrees. Yes, still well below normal. Normal being Friday, 15. We'll take that, especially in the sunshine. The weekend looks sensational. Saturday, Sunday, sunny skies, 18 on Saturday, 17 on Sunday, to start the month of May too. That's great. And then Monday, 13 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. So we're almost there, folks. We are almost there. Our first weather photo takes us out to Pinawa and a look at the sunset, the beautiful colors in the sky. That photo is from Carol. And this next photo is west of Brandon. Joanna and her pupper there, you can see in the background, Bailey, were looking for crocus. Looks like they found one there. Send your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Well, you could say competitors were hamming it up as they competed in a pig squealing contest in Estonia. Where they learned to do this, but they're pretty good. All right, this was the very first contest of its kind, and it drew crowds. Really? Participants each took a turn belting out their best swine-like sound. As you heard, there were squeals and grunts, even apparently an opera-inspired oink. A 3-member jury made up of representatives from Estonia's pig farming sector judged contestants on the authenticity, the power, and, of course, the entertainment value. There was also a few real pigs in attendance. Not sure what they thought of all this, and not sure if they were squealing with delight at the event's performers. Oh, there's the opera one. Well, I'm glad we fit that in.
Oh, yes. That's important.
That's different.
Good for her. I hope she won.
I can't wait to see how they work on their squeals and get better next year.
Just when you think you've seen it all, folks, we present you with this.
That does it for this hour. We're back at 6 with much more local news. Hope to see you then.